What up, Internet? Todd Awesome here, and I'm going to show you through this week's Nightfall. This week's Nightfall is part of the new DLC content that was uploaded today. So it's a brand new strike mission. This strike mission is called the Will of Crota. It's completely new. All the enemies are 30s, so it's much more difficult. Let's talk about the modifiers. And they are epic, heavily shielded and highly aggressive enemies appear in great numbers. Arc burn, arc damage from any source is greatly increased, which means you want to equip all your arc burn weapons that you can. Angry, minions of the darkness won't even flinch even after massive damage. Lightswitch, minions of the darkness deal much more melee damage, which makes this a very difficult Nightfall. And of course, it being a Nightfall means that if all players die, all players return to orbit and start again. Let's get through this. Alright, first off, you'll notice that we're pretty much just hanging out in the first room we come to. We don't venture out, we just hang out and fight from this room. It gives us cover, it lets us fall back to a further back position when the Thrall come in. And when Thrall come in, you're in trouble because one hit from them and you're out because of Lightswitch. So be careful about it. I'm using a Vision of Confluence for the solar damage because some of the enemies do have solar damage shields, like some of the wizards and the shanks that are there. For anything else, use anything you have that can do arc burn damage. I'm using my brand new Murmur fusion rifle that I got earlier today. Gotta say, I love it. Now, this next room you may recognize from the story mission from earlier on in Destiny, but it's a lot more dangerous. As you notice, when we come up into it, we pretty much stay in the room we're in as we walk up the stairs. There are a lot of snipers out there that can't wait to get a clear shot at you, so try and pick them off from a distance if you can. Once you've killed all the snipers, it's pretty much safe to venture out and start to take out all the rest of the Fallen that are hanging out there. 2 or 3 dropships will come in and drop off more Fallen as they feel like they want to. Just take them out with your arc damage and continue to push out until you've cleared this section of all of the Fallen. Now, it was about this time in the strike that I realized I should be a blade dancer. They have an arc grenade, so I switched over. I ain't no dummy, just a little slow sometimes. Now, once you've cleared that area and moved through, you'll notice this area is pretty much the area that we all lived the first 2 or 3 weeks of Destiny at the Loot Cave. You got to clear through it and then move on through to the next part of the strike mission. And this is where things start to get a little screamy. Ah! I told you. Now, in here, a lot of Thrall come at you at once, so use anything you can to take them out quickly. Grenades, heavy, arc burn, your Murmur if you got it. It's a great way to take them out. But remember, you can always fall back so you don't have to take them all out at once, which is probably a good idea in case Ribshack goes all rogue and dies. Look at him there, all cute and stuff. All right, so once you get into this ramp section, you'll see a bunch of wizards. You'll see the main wizard, which you'll notice has an arc shield, not a solar shield. And you'll see a bunch of other hive up there trying to ruin your day. Here's the deal. What you're going to want to do is use, if you have it, solar damage to take out the wizards. The wizards can swoop down because they can fly and wreck your day pretty quickly with their arc blasts. So try and focus on them. Once you focus on them, you'll see knights that will come down. You'll want to take out those knights with any kind of arc damage you have. Heavy, secondary, or primary, whatever, use it. Once you've done that and you think you're done, oh no, an ogre. So take out the ogre and continue to slowly start to creep up the ramp until you've cleared it, and then you can move on to the very last part of this strike mission. Now, if you've noticed, pretty much throughout this whole strike mission, your goal has been to go into the first room, shoot out from that first room, and clear out everyone else that's spawning into the room you're shooting into. That's more or less what you want to do here. This boss is no fun. They have arc damage and it's arc burn, so they're gonna kill you quick if you stand in their firing line. They also spawn in a lot of ads every time you hear that creepy scream. So what you're gonna want to do is kill all the ads, venture out a little bit until you can shoot the boss. Once you hear the boss scream, run back into the room and kill out all the ads that spawn. You're gonna want to continue this quite a few times. Now be careful, because in this room there's also a doorway that some suicide Thrall come through that are no fun at all. You're going to want to continue that cycle, so you clear out the ads, shoot the boss for a while, hear the scream, duck back, take out the ads again. Let the scream be your guide. Once you take them out, celebrate like men or women. I don't discriminate. Either one. Big thanks to Ribshack 2012 and special guest star Channing Chris this week helping us out with this Nightfall. I really appreciate it. You guys rock. Alright guys, that brings us through this week's Nightfall. Remember to subscribe to my YouTube channel and follow me on Twitch. And if you subscribe to my YouTube channel, you'll get next week's Nightfall before you even wake up. I guarantee it. See you next week. George Lucas gonna sue somebody.